Mayoral candidate Ellie McClune stops by in studio to share her solution to La Crosse's housing crisis during our final mayoral candidate conversation.
Plus, very cold conditions working in our forecast today. We'll talk about that in just a moment.
And a snowy overnight drive ends with a damaged guardrail and shut down interstate. What happened when a semi left the roadway on I-90?
This is News 8 Now this morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Thursday, February 13th. We've been reporting on a few minor accidents. The roads are slick out there, but I did see the plows out. Still a good idea to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, it's still a good idea. Like you like to say, to start out a little bit early if you can, and just do what you can to get the kiddos to school on time as well and safely. We'll also see, like you do pretty much every day, right? You're also going to be seeing, as we get into the very cold conditions in our forecast, we're looking at least minus 23 degrees today up to the north, and then holding on to minus 14, working down toward the south as well. We'll break away from all that colder air as we get into Friday and Saturday, because we've got snow coming in. We have the cloudier skies coming in, and a little bit of warmer activity as high pressure edges closer to us as well. We've got the cold working in towards Eau Claire. Ladysmith, you might kind of be mixed in that as well. You can see it over in Minnesota as well by the Twin Cities and extends down to Iowa. It's all about the wind chill today, which is coming back. It's going to be stronger though tomorrow. We're going to see winds getting up to 30 miles per hour. Today they'll be up to maybe 25 or less. Slick spots on the roadways. We mentioned we may even see a little bit of iciness underneath some of that snow, so please be careful about that. Don't, like I said, I don't want to be hyperbolic, but just to let you know, just to be safe indeed, because of the snowy roadways, we're going to continue into the weekend. We've got no issue with the fog right now because we have a little bit of wind. You can see as we finish out going to 7 o'clock hour, that's going to kind of linger and then get out of the way as far as, drier conditions are concerned. We've got more of that moisture coming in for us as we go right back into the weekend, or leading into it Friday going to Saturday, where it really gets a little impressive, and then we finish out by the noon hour. Let's take a look what I've got going on for you. This time we're -6 all the way down to -3 in La Crosse for our current temperatures. When I come back, I'll show you the wind chill and I'll show you what that snow is all about. Stick around.
All right, Art, thank you. Well, new this morning, westbound I-90 is back open right now after a semi crashed through a guardrail, forcing a 2-hour closure overnight between La Crescent and La Crosse. The accident shutting down traffic from La Crescent to Wisconsin State Route 35 around midnight. Campbell police say the semi left the roadway, causing significant damage to the guardrail. The crash may be weather-related following yesterday's snowfall. No word on injuries yet. Crews cleared the scene and reopened the interstate by around 2:15 a.m. And drivers on eastbound I-90-94 near Linden Station also dealing with some delays in traffic this morning after a semi jackknifed at County Road HH just after 4 a.m. You see the scene here. The incident shut down all eastbound traffic for about an hour. There's also no word on injuries with this crash, but we will keep you updated. And don't forget, you can track weather on your block with the First Warn weather app. You can find that wherever you buy your apps. And turning now to some global news, President Trump's plan to severely shrink the federal workforce, clearing a major legal hurdle. A judge says the deferred resignation program can now resume. This as Trump is pushing for a diplomatic end to the war between Russia and Ukraine. 3 years after Russia's invasion, President Trump says he plans to meet with Russia's president face-to-face. Taking a live look at the White House this morning, CBS News' Jared Hill has more on those possible negotiations.
I think they have to make peace.
President Donald Trump says negotiations will begin immediately toward ending Russia's war with Ukraine. At the swearing in of his new director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, the president said he spoke to leaders of both countries on the phone yesterday and told reporters he plans to meet face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
We're going to meet also probably in Saudi Arabia the first time.
President Trump was non-committal on a sit-down with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky later said that he and Trump had a good conversation. But in a big shift from the previous administration, the U.S. signaled a reversal on support of Ukraine's bid for NATO membership, and now says the country may have to give up territory to Russia.
Returning to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is an unrealistic objective.
Back at home, a federal judge ended his hold on Trump's deferred resignation program for federal workers, which offers full pay and benefits through September to those who voluntarily leave their positions. The White House, though, says that offer is now off the table for anyone who hasn't already signed up.
Vice President Vance and other U.S. officials set to meet with Ukraine's president later this week at a security conference in Germany. President Trump will meet with India's Prime Minister Modi today as trade tensions escalate. The visit follows Trump's new steel and aluminum tariffs and his warning of more to come. The president says he's ready to target imports from, quote, every country. Federal workers at 2 agencies are losing their jobs after months of paid leave. The Education Department and Small Business Administration now firing probationary employees. New hires still in the trial period. President Trump says he wants the Education Department to close entirely.
Oh, I'd like it to be closed immediately. Look, the Department of Education's a big con job. We're ranked, so they rank the top 40 countries in the world. We're ranked number 40th. But we're ranked number 1 in one department, costs per pupil.
It's not known how many employees have received the letter. And Wisconsin state workers could be heading back to their offices this summer. A Republican bill up for committee vote today would end remote work July 1st. The push follows an audit showing empty state workstations. Murder suspect Virgil Thu faces a judge today after 12 days on the run. He's charged with killing Elizabeth Kolba and 2 young girls in their New Lisbon home. He's being held on a $5 million cash bond. A Milwaukee officer recovering this morning after being shot in the leg and torso during a gunfire exchange yesterday. The confrontation started, police say, when the officer approached a man firing a rifle into the air. A second officer shot and killed the gunman.
This is an individual during the day, which is never okay, using a firearm to bring violence into our community.
The police officer who shot and killed the shooter is on administrative leave, as is standard policy. A La Crosse man faces child pornography charges after an online tip. Police arrested 21-year-old Jacob Sanderson following a report of illegal content on Discord. Investigators seized multiple electronics from his apartment. He'll be back in court later this month. Scammers are targeting your grandparents, maybe your parents, in Monroe County, stealing more than $200,000 in just days. The sheriff there says that the callers pretend to be family members in trouble, begging for urgent bail or medical money. And Justice Janet Protasewicz will stay on the Act 10 case, rejecting Republican calls to step aside. The lawsuit could restore public workers' collective bargaining rights, lost in 2011. Meanwhile, conservative Justice Hagedorn has withdrawn, citing his role in writing the law under Governor Walker. Governor Evers stopping at La Crosse Head Start 1 week before his budget announcement. The visit comes as Wisconsin agencies struggle to access federal child care funds. The governor says his budget will target working families and child care costs.
Our budget is almost done, and we're still not sure what's going to happen at the federal level. So we'll do our budget the way we always have. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be hopefully a bipartisan effort. We did that last time on some of the really big issues, and I assume we'll be doing that again.
The governor will release his budget on Monday. AI has been touted as a groundbreaking tool in the fight against climate change, but experts are warning of the hidden environmental costs of that technology. CBS's Tina Kraus explains.
These marine biologists in England say artificial intelligence is giving them a quicker and clearer picture of how environmental changes are impacting plankton, those tiny organisms at the heart of the ocean food chain that help produce oxygen for the planet.
AI is offering us a way to unlock this reserve of information. This could be a real game changer for us.
But new research warns the expansion of AI could create a higher climate risk.
We know that AI can help mitigate climate change, but we also know that its current trajectory is unsustainable.
A report from Britain's Royal Academy of Engineering calls for the UK government to receive mandatory reporting from tech companies on their power and water usage, as they operate in massive data centers that use vast amounts of power and need cooling systems to prevent equipment from overheating.
Now, with the advent of AI infrastructure requirements, the future is looking increasingly difficult.
You choose Europe for AI.
With world powers racing to become leaders in AI, experts say demands for natural resources are skyrocketing and must be managed wisely.
The worst case scenario is that we will find ourselves making difficult choices when it comes to who has access to power, whether it's the data centers or normal people.
A climate conundrum even AI itself could struggle to solve.
President Trump has said he wants to make the U.S. the world's capital of AI by tapping into its oil and gas reserves to feed the energy-hungry technology. Time now 6:09, still ahead. How many workers are hiding health struggles on the job? More federal agency shakeups to let you know about, and a major retailer's Wisconsin impact.
Inflation keeps climbing. I'm Jared Hill with the proposal from the White House to lower prices and why some economists are concerned it could keep your costs up.
And for now, a cheesy send-off to put the good in your morning. Today is National Cheddar Day. Here in America's Dairyland, we know a thing or two about that cheddar cheese. While the beloved cheese got its start in England 9 centuries ago, Wisconsin has made it our own. Grab a grilled cheese or maybe some cheese curds, whatever your favorite cheddar dish is. Celebrate today like a true Wisconsinite. And for now, leaving you with a live look at the White House on this Thursday morning. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news is right after the break.
It's time for the Holman Locker and Meat Market Hog Sale. Order a whole hog, half hog, or our pork bundle. Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality, local meat.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Around here, neighbors come together to make each other better. We're taking the same approach with healthcare. Gunderson Health System and Bellin Health have come together to form Amplify Health, giving you more of what's important in healthcare. More caring, more listening, more to feel good about on your way to feeling better. Overall, just a little more heart. Amplify Health by Gunderson. A little empathy changes everything.
Get a free tumbler and up to $200 in rewards cards during the President's Day sale at Home Furniture.
This street's like any other in Wisconsin, but the new neighbor is a pedophile who repeatedly raped a little girl, released after just 2 years in prison. Thanks to Judge Susan Crawford's sweetheart sentence, a fraction of the 60 years he faced. Now, the pedophile lives blocks from a school. And with Susan Crawford on the bench, your street could be next.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get over $2,700 purchase cash on 2025 Sierra 1500 models.
Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
It's time to vote for Best of La Crosse County. Pick your favorites in each category now through all of February. We'll announce all of the winners on April 1st. Go to bestoflacrossecounty.com.
Presented by River Valley Remodelers.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
It's time for the Holman Locker and Meat Market Hog Sale. Order a whole hog, half hog, or our pork bundle. Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality, local meat.
Okay, getting into local forecast, I apologize, I don't have this up right now, so you can change the screen there. You're also going to be seeing, as we get into it, you're looking at the possibility of colder conditions today. We're talking about minus 13 degrees. If you guys can change this for me, if you've got anything, thank you. We'll go to minus 13 degrees today after a start from minus 6. You can see that right now with current temperatures. Ladysmith will feel at least it's like a minus 23, getting to about minus 14 down to the south by Prairie du Chien as well. We'll go into how this all looks. We'll go into the forecast looking at conditions. As you can see here, minus -2 for Viroqua, -3 for La Crosse. We're going to start off cold. The wind chill will continue through the morning hours, giving us that chill as we go through the morning. By the time we get in the afternoon, those winds will subside and begin to taper down. So it's better for you in the afternoon and late evening hours. All right, that being said, going into the overnight, going into Friday, winds are going to be getting up to at least 30 miles per hour, in some cases gusting, and that will continue on. We'll also see sustained winds getting up to like 15 to about, say, 20 miles per hour as well, carrying over into your forecast with snow coming in late in the afternoon, early evening hours. We'll see some light early flurries and then begin to really ramp up as we go through the evening and overnight hours going into Saturday. That will continue on all the way through Saturday, going into your afternoon and finishing out by the noon hour, and we should be done. That being said, the snow on the ground potentially is going to be a little bit higher than what we picked up. We know things change a little bit here and there, so let's just say up to the north, you're looking at maybe 1 to 3 inches. Into the central portion by La Crosse and extending down over to areas by Vogue Field, you're looking at the potential for at least maybe 3 to 7 inches in the forecast. And then down to the south, we could see the possibility of getting into a little bit more. Like I'm talking about 7 to about at least about 10 to maybe even 11 inches of snow in the forecast. That's a look at your forecast. I'll have more about that coming up for you in just a moment.
You probably don't need a report to tell you what your bank account is already telling you. Consumer prices increased by the most in nearly a year and a half in January alone. The price of eggs hitting a record high, with a dozen eggs now costing $4.95 on average, if you can find them, that is. Jared Hill reports a solution might not be on the horizon anytime soon.
The cost of food has flown the coop. The latest inflation report shows the overall price of practically all goods across the U.S. is up 3% compared to last January, and eggs are just one reason why.
It's insane. Like, where are the eggs?
To stop an ongoing bird flu outbreak from spreading even further, farmers are either investing more to protect their flocks or culling, creating shortages leading to higher prices.
We're just getting less than what we order from our suppliers.
Prices jumped 15% in January, 170% higher than in 2019. Rent and housing costs are up as well.
The president has made his position on this very clear. He wants interest rates to be lower, he wants inflation to be lower, and he believes that the whole of government economic approach that this administration is taking will result in lower inflation.
Meanwhile, many economists are trying to see how future Trump tariffs may impact costs.
If those tariffs stayed in place for a number of months, we would see prices go up and we would see the inflation rate rise.
The Federal Reserve is signaling no plans to cut interest rates until prices start to ease. Bad news for anyone looking to get a loan.
The recent CPI report marks the 4th consecutive month of higher inflation. Nearly 60% of U.S. workers have chronic health concerns. Many of them keep quiet about it. According to a study, a majority of workers with conditions like heart disease or diabetes haven't officially disclosed the information to their boss. The poll shows workers fear those health problems could hurt their career goals. Roughly 25% said they did miss out on promotions due to their conditions. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is firing dozens of new employees as the Trump administration tightens its grip on the watchdog agency. 2 top officials have already resigned after the White House ordered staff to stop their work. And Jo-Ann Fabrics is closing 500 stores, leaving 300 left across the country. The company says the move is necessary as it navigates the bankruptcy process. Jo-Ann filed for bankruptcy last month for the 2nd time in a year. This will affect 16 locations across Wisconsin, but it won't impact the store in Onalaska. That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over now to Art. He's got an update on our forecast.
All right, and away we go as we get into it. As I mentioned before, the wind chill possibilities holding on. Slick spots as well, snowy roadways out there. We could see some ice as we get into the sunrise time, some ice underlaying some of that snow that's on the ground. So take it slow and be careful out there. Just kind of slow it down in your trip to work or back from work. You're looking at as you go through the morning hours here. We'll increase the clouds gradually. Plenty of sunshine to start the early morning hours. Going into the afternoon as well. Partly cloudy skies, then turning to mostly sunny skies to finish out the day. We're looking at maybe a high of somewhere around, say, 8 degrees possibly for us here. But to get into Eau Claire, you're looking at least -7 and then warming up to 0 degrees by the 11 o'clock hour. Picking up into the 1 o'clock hour to 3 o'clock, you're looking at 4 to 5 degrees. That's your high looking for today. And then you've got mostly sunny skies with more clearing on the way. So even though we have high pressure building in and warmer air on the way for us for Friday and Saturday, you're still going to have some colder temperatures in the morning, but it'll start to warm you up and we'll get back to near seasonal by the time we get into Saturday, and then get back to colder air going into the remainder of the weekend. How about this though? Thursday, you can see as we go through the morning hours, sunshine is abound. You can see that continue on. More of the cloud cover up to the north and to our east as well. Once we get into the afternoon, you're looking at highs of at least 6 to maybe about 13 degrees. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies in your forecast. It'll be cold start to finish. We go on to highs for Friday. You're looking at temperatures from 18 to about 25 degrees, maybe even 26 by Boscobel. You're looking at cloudier skies, breezy and gusty conditions, as I mentioned before, winds getting up to 30 miles per hour. Then we've got snow potential as we go into the forecast, where we're seeing the possibility of Friday holding on to flurries working in the forecast, getting into light flurries early to start, possibly in the early to late afternoon, and then continuing on to your evening commute, going through Saturday with, again, widespread showers. You're also going to be picking up more of the scattered continues to finish out as we taper off those showers, with maybe some residual coming back for Sunday possibly as well. We're also looking at Friday right now, holding on to the showers, these early flurries coming in. They may not be hitting the ground, or they may, but not sticking. We'll also see the clouds increase. Of course, we'll also see more of this snow coming up from the south and continuing on. This track will continue and then begin to break down as that demarcation line, as we had before, starts to show like we did yesterday, where you're seeing it kind of moving away from Eau Claire, more snow working down to the south and the central portion of our area. And then we've got more flurries coming back in the forecast, continuing on to Saturday as we go in the early morning hours, continuing on and then losing a lot of that cloud cover as we go right through the AM hours going into the afternoon. This is what I've got going on for you. You're looking at least 1 to 2 inches possibly as you go from New Richmond, and then you're going to see this is the 5 o'clock for Friday, maybe a half an inch or less in the forecast, maybe a dusting in some cases. But once we pick it up going into Saturday and then the overnight hours, so I'm talking Friday night all the way through Saturday, getting into it, the possibility of maybe 1 to 3 up to the north. We're looking at maybe at least a potential for about 3 to 7 inches as you go from areas by Black River Falls down to Viroqua, and then down to the farther south. You're looking at conditions to be like this. As we tack in more of this, you could see possibly about 7 to about 10 inches of snow in the forecast. That's what I've got going on for you. As you want to see what happens over the next few days, you're looking at this. We've got cold conditions today, mild conditions Friday and Saturday with the snow, as I mentioned, colder for Sunday and continuing on into next week.
All right, Art, thank you. Coming up, drugs from Wegovy to Ozempic continue to rise in popularity for weight loss, but they aren't a one-size-fits-all solution. Coming up, we'll have more on access to weight loss drugs and bariatric surgery.
Coming up next in the Blitz, the UWL men looking to continue their success against league foes, plus a Bucks in a tight one against the T-Wolves. Highlights are on the way.
During the President's Day sale at PM Sleep Center, you'll save up to $400 on select Sealy adjustable mattress sets. Hurry in early for the best selection. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving lacrosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
Earn now, spend later during Blain's Farm and Fleet's Blain's Bucks event. Now through February 26th, rewards members earn $10 in Blain's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash, March 6th through the 19th. Start earning on long-lasting tires. Buy 3, get 1 free. Save up to $100 in consumer rebates. Plus, if you find tires we carry somewhere else for less, we'll match the price and give you an extra $5 instant savings per tire. Find value on the things you value. Blain's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
Ellie McClune is committed to lacrosse, striving for common sense leadership that addresses homelessness, promotes public safety, and supports affordable housing. With deep community roots and experience as a realtor and small business owner, Ellie understands the challenges and opportunities of our city. It's time for real change with a focus on community and responsible solutions. Make your vote count for a thriving lacrosse. Vote in the primary on February 18th. Paid for by Friends of Ellie McClune.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger.
You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
During the President's Day sale at PM Sleep Center, you'll save up to $800 on select Stearns & Foster adjustable mattress sets. Hurry in early for the best selection. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
A legal loophole is allowing daycare facilities to operate as private schools, avoiding important daycare safety regulations. Tonight at 6, what to look for and what questions to ask to keep your kids safe. Tonight at 6 on News 8. The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
Blitz. Well, we are approaching postseason basketball for the 9th-ranked squad in D3 men's hoops, the UWL Eagles. Coach Gritzmacher's guys hosting UW-Whitewater last night at Mitchell Hall. Team looking to gain some momentum before the WIAC tournament begins. Early in the first half, it's Carter Thomas using the screen, elevating and hitting from the wing to put the home side up 2. A little later, good passing is going to lead to an easy bucket for J.J. Pater inside. Then it's Thomas again making plays. This time, he's going to let one fly from deep, and he will bury it. He finished with 18 points in this one. And more good shooting from beyond the arc for the home side. This time it's the smooth shooting lefty, Sam Grieger, cashing in. Eagles win the Battle of the Birds. They're still firmly second in the conference standings. And the UWL women looking for a win over the ranked Warhawks in Whitewater. Eagles fell behind by 13 at the end of the first quarter and would end up falling by 12. Molly Yankee with 21 for the visitors and Casey Carollo of Whitewater with 24. No Dame and no Giannis for the Bucks last night. Last game before the All-Star break. Late first half. It's one of the new guys, Kyle Kuzma, getting the lane and soaring for the hammer. And we pick this one up tied in the fourth quarter. It's Kuz out to Gary Trent Jr., who hits. He had a team-high 21 and under a minute left. It's Anthony Edwards passing it out to Naz Reid in the corner. He will connect. Minnesota goes up by 2. The next trip down from Milwaukee, another trade deadline acquisition. Kevin Porter Jr. with the floater. 2 Brook Lopez free throws would give Milwaukee the lead. Then it's Edwards going for the win on the step back. No good. Bucks hold on for the win. And don't forget to head to news8000.com to cast your vote for the News 8 Play of the Week. Some great performances, including a record-breaking run, among others. Now live for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Saturday through Monday only. Buy this gorgeous sectional and you'll get the Ottoman free. The President's Weekend Doorbuster deals at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 60% off list. Get a free recliner with this reclining sofa. Only at Slumberland Furniture.
When I'm done, cleaned up, and I take the customer down there, I go through it all with them and explain how the equipment operates, show them how the bypass operates, how to set the clock, how the unit actually backwashes, pulls brine, how a water softener actually works.
Around here, neighbors come together to make each other better. We're taking the same approach with healthcare. Gunderson Health System and Bellin Health have come together to form Amplify Health, giving you more of what's important in healthcare. More caring, more listening, more to feel good about on your way to feeling better. Overall, just a little more heart. Amplify Health by Gunderson. A little empathy changes everything.
Bad feet? Bad back? Get Good Feet with a personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store. Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good feet, good hugs. Good feet, good days. Good feet, good life. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
Get $3,000 total cash allowance on this 2025 Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners can get $5,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Brad Schimmel's ad, it's a lie. So here's the truth. Schimmel wants to bring back the 1849 law that bans all abortions, with no exceptions for rape or incest. Schimmel gave plea deals to child molesters, let domestic abusers walk with no jail time. And he's the one who let 6,000 rape kits sit untested for 2 years, while survivors waited for justice. That's Brad Schimmel. Too extreme for the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
When I'm done, cleaned up, and I take the customer down there, I go through it all with them and explain how the equipment operates, show them how the bypass operates, how to set the clock, how the unit actually backwashes, pulls brine, how a water softener actually works.
Saturday through Monday only. Buy this gorgeous sectional and you'll get the ottoman free. The President's Weekend Doorbuster deals at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 60% off list. Get a free recliner with this reclining sofa. Only at Slumberland Furniture.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app. Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, children are seeing marijuana ads on social media despite federal advertising bans. While it is illegal to advertise cannabis on TV or radio, companies are posting freely on social platforms. Researchers say these ads are reaching minors and increasing their likelihood to use marijuana. Health experts are now calling for stricter regulation of social media marketing. Gunderson hosted an emergency blood drive as bad weather impacts donations. The Red Cross says winter weather, traffic, and illnesses often lead to fewer donations.
If you're able, please come out and donate. When you see that call, please make an effort. It's worth it. It might be you that needs it someday.
You can visit Versity's website to find another donation event. GLP-1 drugs from Wegovy to Ozempic continue to rise in popularity for weight loss, but they are not a one-size-fits-all solution for treating obesity. New research shows there is now potential access issues for those seeking life-changing solutions like bariatric surgery. Maribel Gonzalez shares one patient's story.
For years, Nancy Romero avoided being out in public.
I was weighing in at 315 pounds.
From diets to medications, Nancy tried it all.
I tried going on Ozempic, and that didn't work.
Desperate for a change, Nancy turned to the University of Southern California's Keck School of Medicine.
You guys understood that I was struggling.
Dr. Cameron Zamakar was her bariatric surgeon.
Obesity decreases life expectancy by 10 to 15 years.
Yet obesity is a disease that some doctors like Zamakar say often goes untreated.
Less than 1% of eligible patients undergo what we know is a safe, effective, durable treatment. That would make national headlines if it were any other disease. For instance, cancer.
Now that relatively low number of surgeries is shrinking. A recent Brigham and Women's Hospital study shows medications like Ozempic and Wegovy more than doubled from 2022 to 2023. In the same time period, bariatric surgeries decreased by more than 25%.
We're seeing, bariatric surgery programs close anecdotally around the country, and my worry is that they may reduce access for patients where surgery really is the best option.
It's profoundly affecting those states where limited access is already the problem.
For Nancy, bariatric surgery was life-saving.
It's given me the version of the woman I always wanted to be.
Chippewa Falls moves closer to getting a new hospital as Aspirus Health secures its building permit. The company now needs to finalize the land deal for a 22-acre site. If approved, the hospital could open in 18 months, bringing care back to a region hit hard by last year's HSHS hospital closures. And a nationally recognized hospice provider has a new home in La Crosse. St. Croix Hospice cutting the ribbon yesterday on its new location on 3rd Street North. The organization has served our area from West Salem since opening during the pandemic. The new facility will serve patients across La Crosse, Vernon, Monroe, and Jackson counties. Women veterans in lacrosse were ready for their close-up last night. La Crosse County and Western Technical College hosting the I Am Not Invisible photo shoot for the women at the Coleman Center. The photos will be displayed at the Wisconsin Veterans Museum. The event captured the important roles women vets play in the military.
There's a space for you. You know, women can do things right alongside men. You know, is it the same? No, but we also have more other strengths that males don't have, right? And I want women to see that and not to be intimidated by it.
The women will also record interviews to share their experiences and add to the museum's collection. An Onalaska farm turning a water problem into an award-winning solution. Clearwater Farms created a rain garden with native plants after stormwater threatened its apple orchard. The project just won this year's Soak It Up Award for protecting local waterways.
We find that making community connections and providing examples that we can find out and about on our daily journeys really helps to make that connection between stormwater runoff pollution and what you can do in your own backyard.
If you'd like to be nominated for the 2025 Soak It Up Award, visit lacrosseareawaters.org. And now we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got a look at our morning commute.
All right, and as we get into it, this is what I've got going on for you. The wind speeds currently are light right now, but they'll pick up as you get into it. You're also seeing there about maybe 3 to 14 miles per hour. Wind chill holding on to today because of those winds I mentioned. Slick spots on the roadways, snowy roadways as well. You could see some ice underlaying that as we go through the sunrise time and into the early morning, or I should say mid-morning hours between 7 going into the 9 o'clock hour. So please take it slow. We've got the visibility is really not an issue for us today as we have the winds that are going to kick up a little bit. You're seeing that no visibilities are really a major issue. You've got 9 miles in Sparta. That's about it right now. Holding on to this, you get into a county road here by Warren. You're looking at -5 degrees. Feels like it's 11 degrees. Roadways look good. They've done a good job of clearing that out. Once we get into it here, we'll take it up to Menominee, also showing roadways looking pretty decent there as well. What a great job. More folks kind of getting out there. They're doing a pretty good movement getting onto the highway there, or the interstate, I should say. But you're looking at, again, current temperatures -5 to -6 from Ladysmith to Eau Claire. Once you get into La Crosse, you're looking at -3 degrees right there. Down to the south, 1 degree now for Prairie du Chien, 4 in Boscobel. Feels like, though, you're like -9 in Prairie du Chien, so getting much colder now. La Crosse feels like it's at 16 degrees currently, -17 for Eau Claire, -19 for Ladysmith, 1 degree away from becoming into that cold weather advisory. We're also seeing, as we go right through it, as we go 5 o'clock all the way to the noon hour, we're looking at least -1 to 5 degrees to 8 degrees getting the forecast. 10 degrees for La Crosse for your high today. Possibly getting right back into Eau Claire with increasing sunshine going into the sun with a little bit of mostly sunny skies today for the day. And you're looking at a high of about 3 degrees. That's a look at your forecast.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Geraldine is turning 98 years old. She loves to knit, watch baseball, and spend time with her family.
Birthday queen, happy birthday. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Still to come, mayoral candidate Ellie McClune joins us live in studio to discuss preserving La Crosse's character while planning for growth.
Welcome to Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Whether you're a gourmet cook or an aspiring foodie, we have something for your style and taste. See our selection of gourmet cookware, bakeware, and appliances. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Stop in today and tell them Peyton sent you.
Hey, I went to the new place. They didn't have everything, but the bananas were on sale.
Wait, why didn't you go to Woodman's?
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint. I'm Phil.
Other stores promote a few items but charge more for everything else.
At Woodman's, you save big time money on your whole grocery bill.
I even use the app to compare prices.
Oh my gosh, talk about receipt regret.
Our work here is done.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
President's Day is a time to honor all presidents, past and present. And at King Furniture, we're giving you the opportunity to save some presidents with huge discounts throughout the entire store, up to 60% off.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
And right now, you can get 0% financing.
So save some presidents at King.
For the record, Franklin was not a president, but you can save him too. It's the President's Day sale going on right now at King Furniture.
Nice people.
Nice furniture.
Nice style.
Transform your home's exterior and boost curb appeal with River Valley Remodeler's Next Generation Siding. Ascend Composite Cladding combines the look of real wood with superior performance, offering durability, energy efficiency, and foam backing. This first-of-its-kind solution ensures beauty, performance, and easy installation. Please vote for us for the Best of La Crosse County contest at bestoflacrossecounty.com. River Valley Remodelers. Improve your home, build our community.
Ellie McClune is committed to La Crosse, striving for common sense leadership that addresses homelessness, promotes public safety, and supports affordable housing. With deep community roots and experience as a realtor and small business owner, Ellie understands the challenges and opportunities of our city. It's time for real change with a focus on community and responsible solutions. Make your vote count for a thriving La Crosse. Vote in the primary on February 18th. Paid for by Friends of Ellie McClune.
It's time to vote for Best of La Crosse County. Pick your favorites in each category now through all of February. We'll announce all of the winners on April 1st. Vote for this business today on bestoflacrossecounty.com.
Holman, Onalaska, and La Crosse. Cordell's Automotive is now even easier to find near you. Which location will you visit? Being family owned, we get what it takes to truly care for your vehicle the same way you care for those you love. Schedule an appointment and let us help you know you're safe.
What will you find at Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique? Everything you need and more. See our selection of Polish pottery, cookware, olive oils and vinegar, and our gadget wall. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique, located inside Wesco and Sparta. Tell them Peyton sent you.
All right, well, good morning to you. As we go into your forecast, look at this. We'll go right into it here. Starting out the 10 o'clock hour, we're holding on to sunshine in the forecast, continuing on with mostly partly cloudy skies. We'll call it mostly cloudy skies up to the north, getting into at least some clearing, continuing on as we go through the 3 o'clock hour. Highs today looking at 6 to maybe 12 degrees here on this map. It's showing 13 as you get into Madison there, but we're also looking at highs for the day. 6 degrees here locally, holding on to possibly about 13 degrees for our high locally. We'll get into a cold start, cold finish as well. La Crosse should hit about, say, 10 degrees. You can see there. Caledonia about 8 degrees. Eau Claire about 6 degrees for your forecast. Then we've got some temperatures warming up as we go into high pressure building for us, giving us a chance for 19 degrees as we go into the north. In fact, looking at it, maybe 25 to 26 degrees for our high, despite having snow in the forecast coming in for Friday. Now that starts all around the late afternoon, possibly coming into the evening hours as well. We'll carry over to Valentine's Day as well for Friday, as you know. We'll pick up at least some scattered widespread showers in the forecast today, maybe a little bit on the light side with flurries starting in the morning, I should say the late afternoon, and then continuing on into the evening commute. You're going to be seeing that begin to break down going into Saturday. Eventually, when flurries return, we'll keep it up going into the at least 3 o'clock. Maybe you can see these flurries starting to move in the forecast, but by the time we get into the evening hours, it's widespread snow in the forecast. We'll carry over at 7 o'clock through the evening commute as well. Leaving the evening commute by 10 o'clock, we start to form this demarcation line similar to what we had yesterday. So most of the snow is going to have that diagonal again, going up to areas from the southeast or northeast, coming in all the way up to at least getting up to at least our northeast to finish out the day. Now we'll get drier air coming in the forecast now, high coming in as high pressure continues to build. We're also going to be seeing here as we go into it Saturday, where you're looking at colder air down to the south, and of course we've got the snow there associated with that as well, continuing on. And eventually, once that begins to kick out by the noon hour, we should be done for the day. So we're looking at, as we go into the afternoon into the early evening hours, you're looking at maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow in the forecast, ramping up by the evening overnight, going into Saturday by the midnight hour. Then we push this all the way over through the afternoon as we go into Saturday, and we're looking at maybe 1 to 3 inches of snow up to the north. We're looking at maybe 3 to 7 inches of snow into the central portion, and as we get down to the south, we're looking at maybe at least 7 to about, say, 10 to 11 degrees for some of the isolated areas, and that kicks out all the way to the east, and that's a look at how your forecast is going to play out. We'll go right back into conditions to be like this: 10 degrees today, possibly colder, of course. Mild conditions for Friday and Saturday, finishing out with some early flurries coming in for Saturday, and then finishing out in the afternoon around the noon hour. Colder conditions reside again on us as we go into Sunday with 9 degrees for our high. We're also going to be seeing colder morning temperatures. We're going to see minus 14 here in some cases. In some areas, we'll continue that all the way through the work week, going into possibly into the weekend, into your forecast as we go into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week. But it's going to be cold. Back to you.
And we are wrapping up our mayoral candidate conversations this morning with Ellie McClune, a local realtor and longtime La Crosse resident who's been active with the Heritage Preservation Commission. Good morning to you, Ellie. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to see you. So someone working directly in housing, what immediate steps would you take as mayor to address the housing shortage that we're seeing and, you know, help kind of attract new residents also?
Yes, well, currently right now they are working on the zoning and code, which is going to be instrumental in moving forward. Likewise, there are several developments that are in the hopper right now. But more importantly, there is 3 different types of creative loans that the WHEDA has established, which is the Wisconsin Housing Economic and Development Authority. One is for infrastructure. That will help with sewer and water lines on the exterior of the building, which tends to be a very big expense for developers. There's a second one called Restore Main Street, and that is to give funding towards developers or even somebody who owns a building of a storefront on Main Street, but they want to renovate the 2nd and 3rd floors for rental. And then finally, there's also, it's called Vacancy to Vitality, and that's looking at, and we have several of these in the area, big box stores that are empty, or strip malls, or just empty bank buildings. Again, looking at getting some assistance to help get the funding started and start to work on redeveloping these locations.
All right, so as we take it into this, we've got La Crosse's population is declining, while of course neighboring areas are growing. What specific policies, what do you like to implement to increase our level of?
Well, as a native born and raised in La Crosse, I mean, if you look at the history of the population, it's really been 50 to 53,000 since the 40s. So with real estate, everything's up and down, things change. But I think some areas that we can definitely look at is promoting the fact that we are a top 50 city to attract people. Money Magazine rated us in the top 50 cities to live in. So I think taking advantage of opportunities like that, as well as, you know, we have different programs all the time. This weekend there's a state ski meet at Mountain La Crosse. So promoting our city, again, through that organization, you're going to have a lot of people in town. Likewise, through the various festivals. You know, I'm involved in Irish Fest. That's another way that you can promote the area. Working as well with our largest employers, the hospitals and the universities, promoting La Crosse to stay here as an opportunity when you finish your internship or your education.
All right, and something else that you've emphasized is balancing preservation with growth. So how would your development approach help attract new residents? Well, you know, we have a lot of character here that a lot of people would want to, you know, preserve.
Absolutely, yes. And again, the one program that I mentioned through WHEDA, the Wisconsin Housing and Education Development Authority, the Restore Main Street. So that's still keeping the integrity of the storefronts, the front elevation of the buildings. So that's one way of doing it. Plus, retrofitting buildings to work with the need that we have, if it's for a business coming in or for expanding that for housing. So there's a lot of creative ways to keep the beautiful architecture that La Crosse has.
All right, you've been clear about following federal guidelines on immigration enforcement. Why is that stance, or why is that your stance, and what would it mean I'm sorry, for La Crosse?
Yes.
I apologize.
Not a problem. Yes, well, you know, federal law, the Supremacy Clause in the Constitution states that federal law trumps state and local law. So if the Immigration Department asks for assistance, we would offer to help them. As far as, you know, the staff being low, that's a concern, and I'm sure that they have people that they would bring in as well, but we would have to definitely follow the federal law, and we don't want to run into a situation where we're running into losing our federal funding. I mean, we've seen that as states, or cities and states throughout the country so far, that they are losing their federal funding for not following what the federal law states. So I feel comfortable that, you know, we'd be able to work together with them and, you know, assist them if needed.
All right, Ellie McClune, well, thank you very much for being here and sharing your platform with us this morning.
Thank you.
Of course, the primary is Tuesday, so everyone get out and vote. And if you'd like to review our conversations with all of the candidates from throughout the week, you can visit news8000.com. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Coming up on CBS Mornings after the Chiefs' devastating Super Bowl loss, is Travis Kelce considering retiring? That is the question. We'll share what he said about his future on the field. Plus, we're all looking for ways to save at the grocery store, right? Brian Vines from Consumer Reports is here today to share tips on finding the best deals and show us if those cheaper store brands are as good as the name brands. Have you wondered that? And in honor of Black History Month, Michelle Miller takes us to New Orleans to meet the award-winning chef who's blending food from his native West Africa with the Big Easy. They say it's very good. We'll see you 7 o'clock straight up.
During the President's Day sale at PM Sleep Center, you'll save up to $400 on select Sealy adjustable mattress sets. Hurry in early for the best selection. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made a most noble sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat or power again. 833-WIS-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
You're young, but your bathroom is old. I get it. I visit my kids, grandkids, my precious great-grandkids. Doesn't fit their lifestyle. Not safe. Old and ugly. You'll be amazed at the transformation you can make in just a few days. New tub and shower with all new fixtures, new toilet, new sink and vanity, new flooring, at an investment much less than you might think. Call the Board Store Home Improvements today for a prompt free estimate on your new bathroom.
This street's like any other in Wisconsin, but the new neighbor is a pedophile who repeatedly raped a little girl, released after just 2 years in prison. Thanks to Judge Susan Crawford's sweetheart sentence, a fraction of the 60 years he faced. Now, the pedophile lives blocks from a school. And with Susan Crawford on the bench, your street could be next.
During the President's Day sale at PM Sleep Center, you'll save up to $800 on select Stearns & Foster adjustable mattress sets. Hurry in early for the best selection. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
A legal loophole is allowing daycare facilities to operate as private schools, avoiding important daycare safety regulations. Tonight at 6, what to look for and what questions to ask to keep your kids safe. Tonight at 6 on News 8.
You earn trust by making a commitment and sticking to it and serving this community all day, every day. We work hard for this trust and love telling your local stories because we, like you, expect more.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm. The First Warn Weather Storm Runner. Only from News 8 Now. Expect more. First Warn Weather on News 8 Now.
Welcome back. It's 6:52. Time for your morning news now. Murder suspect Virgil Thu faces a judge today after 12 days on the run. He is charged with killing Elizabeth Kolba and 2 young girls in their New Lisbon home. He's being held on a $5 million bond. Scammers are targeting your grandparents in Monroe County. Officials there warning that they are stealing more than $200,000 in just days. Sheriff's office says the callers are pretending to be family members in trouble, begging for urgent bail or medical money, so be aware of that. And Governor Evers stopped at La Crosse Head Start a week before his budget announcement. His visit comes as Wisconsin agencies struggle to access federal child care funds. Evers says his budget will target working families and child care costs.
Our budget is almost done, and we're still not sure what's going to happen at the federal level. So we'll do our budget the way we always have, And, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be hopefully a bipartisan effort. We did that last time on some of the really big issues, and I assume we'll be doing that again.
The governor will release his budget on Monday. President Trump directing members of his national security team to immediately begin negotiations aimed at ending Russia's war with Ukraine. The move comes as President Trump held a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday, announcing they'll meet in person soon. This month marks 3 years since Russia invaded Ukraine. Tulsi Gabbard was sworn in as the Director of National Intelligence. In a 52-48 vote, the Senate voted to confirm Gabbard. One Republican, Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, joined Democrats in opposing her. Wisconsin state workers could head back to the offices this summer. A Republican bill up for committee vote today would end remote work July 1st. The push follows an audit showing empty state workstations. And Gunderson hosted an emergency blood drive as bad weather impacts donations. The Red Cross says winter illnesses often lead to fewer donations.
If you're able, please come out and donate. When you see that call, please make an effort. It's worth it. It might be you that needs it someday.
You can visit VerCity's website for more information. A non-Alaska farm turning a water problem into an award-winning solution. Clearwater Farms created a rain garden with native plants after stormwater threatened its apple orchard. The project just won this year's Soak It Up Award for protecting local waterways.
We find that making community connections and providing examples that we can find out and about on our daily journeys really helps to make that connection between stormwater runoff pollution and what you can do in your own backyard.
If you would like to be nominated for the 2025 Soak It Up Award, you can visit lacrosseareawaters.org. Westbound I-90 is back open this morning after a semi-crash near La Crosse. The interstate was closed for 2 hours after the truck left the roadway and damaged a guardrail. Drivers on eastbound I-90-94 near Linden Station also dealing with some delays this morning after a semi, you see it right here, jackknife, then you see the traffic that followed that. This was at County Road HH after 4 o'clock this morning. This incident also shut down eastbound traffic for about 1 hour.
All right, as we get into the forecast, you're looking at the potential for snow coming in for Friday going into Saturday. You're looking at maybe 1 to 3 inches up to the north for now. You're looking at possibly in the central portion of the area, looking at maybe 3 to 7 inches of snow. Down to the south and east, you're looking at the potential for about, say, 7 to about 10 to 11 inches of snow in the forecast. As we go through the next couple of days, though, we'll see cold conditions today, snow Friday and Saturday under milder conditions. Valentine's Day, Friday, by the way. And, of course, you'll also see Sunday much colder leading through next week.
T-Rex making waves in Florida as this prehistoric paddleboarder proves tiny arms are no obstacle. The sight of a dinosaur cruising Martin County waters splashed across social media, proving that life finds a way. We always seem to say that. Well, he's doing a good job.
Yeah, I know. How many people probably thought, oh my God, that gator is on a paddleboard. What's going on?
Yeah, here's some social media comments. Someone said maybe it was a Super Bowl bet. Yeah, that's a scary sight to see. Wow, all right. Well, thank you for waking up with us this morning. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your Thursday.